What's up, people? It's your man, Jonathan, A.K.A. the Millennial General, coming to you live from the House of Hits studio, powered by House of Fresh. Check this out, people. Imagine streaming music online and offline with high fidelity sound quality. That means you'll be streaming studio master quality music in your headphones and through your Beats by Dre speakers, baby, all day. I'm talking about the highest of the high in quality. Imagine streaming exclusive concerts by Lil Wayne, Beyonce, Jay-Z, J. Cole, Nicki Minaj, and more right from the palm of your hand. Imagine streaming exclusive TV shows like Tales from the Great Mind of Irv Gotti. Movies exclusively produced by Jay-Z, Alicia Keys, DJ Mustard, Yo Gotti, Beyonce, and more. Imagine having access to exclusive music from the biggest stars before it hits the net. Remember All the Way Up? That was on Tidal first by Remy Ma and Fat Joe. Then it went everywhere. But it was on Tidal first. People, listen to me closely in my Jay-Z voice. You don't have to imagine anymore. The dream is now a reality. Tidal music streaming service offers matchless features and benefits for all users. Most importantly, especially for the millennials, and it's super easy to use. Tidal has human curated playlists created by some of the biggest stars in the game. Imagine streaming a playlist created by K. Michelle or J. Cole. Crazy. Tidal also has a super dope feature in Tidal Rising. Tidal Rising showcases independent artists from all over the world and their great talents. So Tidal's also giving back to the indie nation. Tidal speaks for itself. Go to www.tidal.com. That's www.tidal.com and join the revolution right now. Okay, back to our scheduled programming, people. Let's get it. What's up, people? It's your man, Jonathan, A.K.A. the Millennial General, coming to you live from the House of Hits, powered by House of Fresh in Atlanta. Shout out to Drummer Boy Fresh. People, the world knows that Ciroc is a number one vodka, period. That's a closed case. The original Blue Dot, Red Berry, Coconut, Apple, Pineapple, Amaretto, Peach, and Mango fused flavor vodka has been dominating the game for over 5 years strong, and there is no competition. But you know your boy Diddy continues to raise the bar in the world of spirits. Check this out. The French vanilla flavor Ciroc has the game in a chokehold, people. This flavor vodka makes a believer out of every vodka and non-vodka drinker everywhere. You can't help but sign off on this. For real. The rich velvety taste of vanilla cream combines with hints of vanilla bean, resulting in a taste experience that is so smooth, so elegant. I'm trying to tell you, people, it puts you in that zone. It's not too sweet, and it's a perfect blend of vanilla, vodka, and sexy all in the one. Ciroc French Vanilla can be enjoyed year-round at rocks or, with such things as ginger ale or iced coffee. The cool factor of French Vanilla Ciroc is that no matter what you chase it with, you won't be disappointed. That's what I'm talking about. A one of one. You can purchase the Ciroc Diddy Signature French Vanilla Limited Edition online right now at reservebar.com. That's www.reservebar.com. That's reservebar.com. Get that signature Ciroc Diddy French Vanilla Limited Edition signed by him, delivered right to your door at reservebar.com. It's your boy Jonathan, A.K.A. the Millennial General, for the $1 Million Mindset Podcast. Back to our scheduled programming. Let's get it, people. This is Jonathan P. Wright for the $1 Million Mindset Podcast, hosted on the Talk to Shaylin radio circuit, powered, syndicated globally on the REI Radio Network. People, we are the new voice of millennial music. The $1 Million Mindset Podcast is like one of the dopest podcasts in the world because we interview celebrities, hustlers, high-level brand influencers, authors, tech entrepreneurs, CEOs of the future, And we don't just speak to them. We allow them to open up and tell the world everything about their vision, their blueprint, what got them here, what makes them tick. Everything that you need to know to gain the $1 million mindset mentality. That's what it's all about. Some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Some people are born with 2 parents and a great family life. Some people are born in the depths of despair and poverty, but yet and still they rise to the top. They are the rose that grows through concrete and blooms no matter what weather it is. Today is no different. I've interviewed everybody from Malik Yoba to Joe Sikora from the hit show Power, featuring 50 Cent. And I'm telling you, I'm super honored to be interviewing today Goldmouf, entrepreneur, hustler, author, New York best time selling author, just everything he has going on with his entertainment company. He's going to break it all down to us today. Goldmouf, welcome to the $1 Million Mindset Podcast, my brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, man. That's what's up, man. What's up, big brother?
Not much, man. Well, you know that like I had to give you that Diddy intro, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. It's the real Goldmouf. You know what I'm saying? It's just a pleasure to be here, man. You know, I'm the author of Life Before Rap, the glimpse behind the scene of Young Jeezy's rise to Stardom. Man, it's been a pretty difficult journey, man. You know, I'm incarcerated. You know, I'm in prison. I've been locked up for the last 17 years. And I just, one day just laying up in my cell, I decided to go ahead and put a book together, man.
Right. Let me ask you this.
About,
right.
Yeah.
When you look in the mirror right now, even due to your situation, right? When you look in the mirror right now, 2018, in the month of September, what do you see in yourself as a man and as an entrepreneur? What do you see in yourself?
I'm really proud of myself, under the circumstances. After, catching a 20-year bid in the Florida prison system and, taking this negative situation and making it, a positive situation, making, still pushing and pursuing my dreams, making something out of myself after being incarcerated for so long. It's still, I feel really good about it, because a lot of people who be subjected to these type of situations, they just come in and just lay down, man, and get with the program and do whatever. So, if you're a man of integrity, just continue to pursue your dream. I feel pretty good about myself.
Absolutely, man. And the reason why I asked that question, Goldmouf, is because the person you were before, you are not now. You've evolved. I mean, you've had so many obstacles in your early life, and you're facing the obstacle right now as far as incarceration. But to be an author, to be an entrepreneur, launching entertainment companies, your words that are in your new book, which, I'll let you get into in just a second, is changing the game. You're really educating the millennials and even the old heads as regards to how to build a successful company, how to be successful, how to beat the odds, and how to overcome adversity and still maintain like a high level of integrity. When you think about all of that I just said, what is the real motivation for you in 2018, even as you face incarceration?
My motivation, coming from where I come from, being raised in the ghetto, man, born in poverty, a brother always wanted to do something with themselves, wanted to reach, a certain level of success. And, in my world, you just can't give up, man. You gotta stay motivated. And, being around people, being around major players and real successful people of my life, being in bodies, whether it's an autobiography or biography of an individual, it continues to enforce the degree of striving, man. Maybe want to strive and just, do something with myself, because there's so many people in the world who aren't doing anything with themselves. And they aren't even incarcerated. They out there in society, not doing nothing, just laying down and not doing good. So that basically is trying to get my people out of poverty, try to do something, give back to the community, build the community rather than destroy the community. Because I was doing prior to me being incarcerated. So that's one of my greatest motivations, man, to create this brand, build a brand, from behind these walls and to see it actually prosper, to see it, grow and become, what people say that it couldn't become, but something that people say can't be dead. And that's what I'm basing, that's what I base my life on, trying to overcome the obstacles and odds that set against, the environment and traps and stuff that is against us. So I think that's what motivates when people tell me I can't do something. I want to show people that it can be done regardless of what your circumstance situation may be.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there is no limit, not even the sky. So I definitely respect your relentless mentality as it pertains to that. I want to tap into this. Let's go right into it. What is the title of your new book that you just released?
The book is called Life Before Rap, A Glimpse Behind the Scenes. Stardom.
And what's the main theme of the book?
The theme of the book is a story. It's very interesting. It's an intriguing story about, the struggle about a group of young teenagers hustlers on the street, came together, but want better for themselves, came together in unity, which is something that we hardly ever see growing up now in urban communities. Came together with a common purpose to try to, defy the odds and come out of poverty, to create wealth and build a community. And that's what's so intriguing and special about the story. And just growing up, while we was in the street doing our hustle thing, we always wanted better for ourselves. We didn't want to continue to hustle. We didn't want to continue to commit crime and do illegal things. And so we choose the rap game as an outlet to try to, legitimize ourselves. And that's what the entire story is about. And it's about, like I say, making a bad situation into something better.
Okay. If I'm an 18-year-old kid reading this book, what type of message will I get from the book, just in your opinion?
I think, if an 18-year-old kid is reading the book, the message they will get from the book is that, don't allow your circumstances or situation to define who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to, just live a life of crime. You can, if you are in a life of crime, which I don't encourage people to do, but, it's a reality. We grow up in crime, especially in urban communities, where single parent and no fathers in the household. So we tend to be influenced by our environment. But if you are in that type of environment, the book, it basically, it encourages a person to utilize whatever platform they have to try to make a positive change. And, just completely get their life together. It's a book of the struggle, man. And every time I read it, it brings chills to my body because, it's so raw and it's so real. You feel me?
Oh, absolutely, man. And that's why I asked that question, like, what would an 18-year-old get from this book? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was important that I asked that because I want people to understand that this book is so versatile in the message that it's sending. You feel me?
Yeah.
As far as that's concerned. It's like I wanted people to understand how versatile this message is. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it is this, man, it's about education too. When I first came to prison, I wasn't as fluent in English and writing. And I was able to overcome, those challenges. People gotta understand that education is like really the key to all doors. That's what it's about. Education. If you ain't educated, you more likely you won't get a good paying job. And a lot of us drop out of schools and straight, bump school off and hit the streets. But people gotta realize that it's not all about the streets. You gotta be educated, and that's what pays nowadays. The drug game or the street game is only gonna last for so long, but the education will last a lifetime.
Absolutely. I want to go into this part right here. Talk about how does your book connect with hip hop today and the millennials today? Like, how does that all work?
I would say it has a pretty good correlation. It's relevant to the way people are entering the hip hop game today. In my book, I tell the story of, me, Kinky, Young Jeezy, how we was a group of hustlers, trying to, so to speak, clean up our money, so basically it's the same thing. People, they invest in their money into the underground rap game, trying to get major deals so they can, have a real livelihood, have a legitimate lifestyle. So that's basically what it is, making the transition from the street to corporate America. And that's what, corporate does. When Jeezy and Kinky founded Corporate Does Entertainment, that's basically what the concept was and is, to make the transition from the street to corporate America to the legal world. And that's what every hustler should inspire to do,
Absolutely. I want to go into this part here. When this book, imagine reading this book to a group of college students at an all-black college, and you were speaking to them about this book and you were reading excerpts from the book. What type of message would a freshman at Bethune-Cookman or Spelman or FAMU, what type of message would a collegiate student receive from this book? Like, how can that help them to navigate through the world that they're going through right now?
For one, I think foremost it'll encourage them to never get involved with crime. To never get involved in drug dealing and criminal activity, to stay on the path that they're on. Because, it's some valuable lessons in the book, the consequences of living that type of lifestyle. And also, it'll encourage them to if they ever have, some people they're mentoring to, that's in this type of lifestyle, that's in the street, it can encourage them to give them a scenario, illustration of the lessons that are to be learned from us living that type of lifestyle. They can actually learn from that lifestyle, and they can spread the word about, the faults and the ugly things that they're encountering from actually, trying to start getting on the wrong path. So it's the learning lesson in itself. Anybody can learn from that,
Absolutely. When you look at your life right now, you are a motivational speaker, you're an author, you are an entrepreneur, you're a role model. You also are an incarcerated African American that has the weight of the world on his shoulders. When you sit back and you have written this awesome book, what's the next? What are some of the other levels that you're trying to go to from your situation as that pans out? Like, what are some other things that you have on the horizon that will constantly keep fueling your fire? Because it's so easy, it's so easy to get discouraged inside an environment like that. But right now, you're so positive. Right now, you're so positive. You've worked extremely hard, defying the odd and keeping things moving and giving your gifts to the world. So what's next on the platform just for you?
Okay, I look at it like this, man. Coming from where I come from, like I said, man, I come from a real rough environment. Had a real rough upbringing, and by me accomplishing this goal, writing such a great book, I did something that, I motivated a generation of non-readers to pick up a book and read, and hopefully that trend will continue throughout their lives. Because, when I dropped my book, people was like, man, Goldmouf, I never read a book, man, but when you publish your book, and I actually went out and copied your book, I bought your book and I read your book, and now, I want to read more books. And so when I hear things like that, that's very inspirational. It motivates me to go on farther and farther and write even more books. And so I just recently wrote another book that's in the process of getting published. And, I just want to, continue to inspire people, man, to overcome whatever hurdle or obstacle there is in their life, man. That's basically what I want to do. And open up hopefully this platform open up other doors for me to, go around giving out motivational speeches, to people, trying to encourage them to be inspired, not to give up regardless of what that situation may be. And just completely open up a brand, man, related to the struggle. Because, the struggle is real. If you've been incarcerated 17 years straight, man, like I have, and you really know the struggle is really real, man. And, people got to be able to connect to it, because a lot of people are disconnected to it. Even a lot of people in the hip hop industry. I spoke to a couple, known rappers the other day, and they talk real well on records about the struggle and how hard it was for them. But in all actuality, I realized that these people were really, the money has disconnected them from the struggle. And I think everybody needs to stay connected to the struggle, man, in order to be able to further make progress in our communities. You feel me?
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, being grounded keeps you on the right path. When you uproot yourself and replant yourself in another society, then your original roots are destroyed. So you can't, you know what I'm saying? So basically, when you go through the motions of being grounded is everything, because when you uproot yourself from your current situation and then replant yourself in another situation, you lose your original roots are destroyed. So that original person of who you are and what you did, you've lost touch with that. So sometimes when people evolve, the change is bigger than the involvement. So they evolve, but the change happens too, and they change their core rules. And that's one of the things that you haven't done yet. So I admire you for that, man.
I mean, I can't change too much. I'm still deep in the struggle myself,
Well, it's not so much that, and trust me, I don't mean to cut you off, but let me just say this. Changing has nothing to do with the environment. Changing has everything to do with your mind. So I disagree with you totally, because you could not write a book. You could not be on this phone. You could not be doing this interview. You could not be trying to inspire people. You could just be getting commissary money and just saying, well, this is me. You're fighting. Let me repeat that. You are fighting for something. Even though you're in the midst of a jungle, even though you could die at any minute. Even though you got people around you that don't want to see you win. So if anything, my bro, if anybody can change and go left, it could be you. Not somebody with money and access and going to shows and popping bottles. You know what I'm saying? That's totally different. Because they have every advantage to stay the same. You have every advantage to change. So people would understand. Yeah, he lost his mind, and then that do that when you go like that.
Sometimes that's a wonderful way of looking at it, man.
That's the only way to look at it, man. That's the only way to look at it, brother. Because, and just to speak on you briefly, is what you do is what creates another leader outside of those walls. Because when you do get out, great. If you don't ever make it out, your words live forever. Infinity, bro. Immortalized legend. And that's what we're going to help you do. That's what Days is. That's what Days is all about. In his team. That's what our team is going to do. Pushing a book. Putting it in our next magazine that we got with Nas on the front. Doing everything we're doing to let people know the word. Sending out a e-blast to over 10,000 people. Like, yo, check out this book. Da-da-da-da-da. All these different things that we're talking about. That's the fire that stays burning within you, that keeps you alive. So if anybody should change and go left, it could be you, but you're not. So you're 10 times stronger than the average person. That's why people, when they do come out of incarceration and they actually make a change, it's so dramatic. Because they know what because they know what the bottom is like. It don't get no worse than that. Because if you can survive that, being broke don't mean nothing no more. Having a hoopty car don't mean nothing no more. You can build your way from anything. That's what I respect about it.
Yeah, it's about a mental transformation, like you say. It's a mental thing. You have to undergo that mental transformation. And I think, by me being incarcerated, doing time in multiple years in solitary confinement, that's all I only had an opportunity to do soul searching and read, and try to mentally transform myself to prepare for what comes. You feel me?
Absolutely, man, and that's why I wanted to speak on that, let you know. If anybody can go left, it could be you, because you have every reason to. So change is not about a situation; it's about your mind. So you stay there. Where is the book available right now? Where can people buy the book? And kind of give us all the outlets of where the book is available.
But right now, the book is available. It's only available through my company, which is Forever State LLC and Amazon.com. But most people, they order the book from Amazon. It's a great book, and anybody that's interested in reading, have never read a book, I think Life Before Rap should be the first book that they ever pick up, and they'll fall in love with the book, and they'll fall in love with reading from that point on. It's a wonderful book.
So they can go to Amazon.com and get the book.
Yeah, they can go to Amazon.com and get the book, man.
Right. And
I'm working on a new project too, right? All right. What you say now?
No, so say the title of the book again real slow for me.
The book is called Life Before Rap. A glimpse behind the scenes of Young Jeezy's rise to stardom.
There you go. Appreciate that. And do you have a website for the book as well?
Yeah, it's www.lifebeforerap.com. You could just look me up on IG at lifebeforerap/Goldmouf, GOLDMOUF. Or you could just follow us on Facebook. Look us up on Facebook at lifebeforerap/Goldmouf.
Okay.
But in order the book, go to Amazon.com.
Awesome. And what's the new project that you're working on, my brother?
Oh, yeah, man. The new project is quite controversial. It's called First Verse. The inside story of Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy, the story rap beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, interesting story, man. I wrote First Verse because I feel like, the inside story of what transpired, between two of the most, prolific rappers, of our generation. I feel like, people, the fans and people who are interested in these individuals and interested in what really happened, I feel as a writer that he has a right to know. And so that's what motivated me and inspired me to write First Verse. So that's a project that'll be coming out really soon. We just started promoting for it. And it's crazy because a lot of people, it's ironic how a lot of people didn't want me to write this story. But I feel like, I'm not going to allow a couple individuals' interest to, prevent me from writing a story that I feel like millions of people who supported the careers of Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy, I feel like, it's only right that they have an opportunity to know what truly transpired behind their public beef. And so I went ahead and wrote the story, man.
No, that's what's up, man. And people need to hear that story. Definitely people need to hear that story right there. So we definitely got to get that going down. So I can't wait I definitely got to get with Days about that, and just so we can start, pushing that, and everything like that. So what have you enjoyed the most about being on the Main Dollar Mindset podcast today, my brother?
I enjoy, being able to reach out to the people, man, to be the voice of the people, to be able for people to hear, a very inspirational story, something that can possibly motivate them. They going through a difficult time, to know that, you ain't the only one going through that hard time. But although you're going through a tough situation, you can easily reverse that situation by making a better decision, and that it ain't over. You know what I'm saying? You always got the opportunity to overcome whatever your struggle or situation is. You feel me?
Oh, absolutely. Definitely, you can do that. And that's the message.
And that's important, man, because a lot of... What you say now?
Oh, no, go ahead, my brother. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's important that people know that, man, because I hear a lot of stories. I call home and people have to ask me for money to pay their light bill. People have to ask me for gas money, and I'm in prison. And I'm like, damn, is it that bad out there? I'm like, it's a real struggle. And I'm like, people, we need to start making better decisions, man. We need to understand that a lot of the things that we choose to do isn't the right thing to do with. We need to make better decisions so we can put ourselves in better situations. And just to be able to spread that word, to give people hope, to motivate the people, be the voice of the people, that's really a wonderful thing for me. And that's what I appreciate so much for y'all giving me this outlet to do so,
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. But don't forget, man, this interview is going to be available on iTunes, Spotify. It's going to be available on Google Play Podcasts. It's going to be available on Stitcher, Breaker, It's going to be available on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as RadioPushers.tv, man. We're honored to interview you today, Goldmouf. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your message and your journey, brother. You are truly an amazing, iconic figure, and never, ever quit. Never stop giving people the jewels. Never stop writing. Never stop creating. Your day is coming. Your day is already here. The world is going to see everything that you have to offer once you get on the outside of that wall. Keep pushing. This is not the only interview we're going to have with you. We're going to check back in as well and get more information as well with you regarding new project. And I can't wait for you to see everything that we're going to do as far as helping to promote the new book that you have. And shout out to Lord Days and the whole Skrilla Gorilla family as well, man. So I thank you for being on the Millennial Mindset podcast. God bless and good night, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Much love, man. Bless you too.
Thank you, man. Take care.
I want, bro.
Perfect. Another one.
In today's $1 Million Mindset podcast, we're highlighting 2 ultra in-demand millennial products for 2017. First off, everyone, and I mean everyone, is cutting the cord and watching their favorite programs via Amazon Fire TV or Roku. DirecTV Now is the new wave of cable TV, and the game will never be the same. DirecTV Now gives you over 100 premium cable channels starting at $35. Listen, people, I'm talking about BT, ESPN, Revolt TV, CNN, ABC, NBC, MTV, Fox, ETV, Lifetime, Fuse, Spike, TV, VH1, and more. Woo! Think about this. For $1.16 per day, you can stream from your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV all day. Hashtag results and no hype. Hashtag more TV freedom. Throughout this podcast, you'll see rotating info banners of DirecTV Now. People, I want you to see their vision, see what everybody's talking about, and see why the game has been changed. And go to www.radiopushers.tv. That's RadioPushers.tv. Go to the main page and click the DirecTV Now banner and cut the cord today, and let's roll, baby. This viral podcast experience is brought to you by RAI Radio, the new voice of millennial music, and the Talk to Shaylin radio circuit. No more audio podcast, people. We viral. Welcome to the $1 Million Mindset podcast viral experience.